Hello everyone, and respected teacher. Let's start with a quick thought experiment. Think about who you were 5 years ago. Think about the music you liked, the things that made you throw a tantrum, or how short you were compared to now. How did we get from being tiny infants who cried when a loud noise happened, to young adults stressing over our ICSE board exams? Today, we are diving deep into Unit 3, Lifespan Development. In psychology, this isn't just a chapter. It's the literal blueprint of human existence from our very first breath to our very last. We are going to decode the mystery of nature versus nurture, figure out why babies grab your fingers so tightly, uncover the secret stages of how we learn to think, and finally, look into the mirror to understand the identity crisis every single one of us is going through right now as teenagers. So, buckle up, take out your notebooks, and let's break down the science of growing up. This is a comprehensive, exam-oriented study summary for Unit 3, Lifespan Development of the ISC Class 12 Psychology Syllabus. It is structured exactly according to your curriculum guidelines, balancing clear definitions with the real-world examples you need for your boards. I, meaning, importance, determinants, and context of development. 1. Key definitions. Growth. Quantitative physical changes that are measurable, e.g., changes in height, weight, and body proportions. Example. A child growing from 3 feet to 3.5 feet tall. Maturation. Genetically determined, naturally unfolding sequence of physical and behavioral changes that occur with age, relatively independent of environment or practice. Example. A baby automatically lifting its head, sitting up, and walking when the nervous system and muscles are ready. Development. A holistic, continuous, and progressive series of orderly changes, both quantitative and qualitative, from conception to death, involving physical, cognitive, and socio-emotional aspects. Example. A child learning how to regulate their anger or mastering a complex language. 2. Importance of studying lifespan development. Self-understanding helps us understand our own growth, past experiences, and future aging processes. Predictability allows educators, parents, and psychologists to know what to expect at different age levels, e.g., developmental milestones. Guidance and intervention helps in identifying developmental delays early and designing effective therapeutic or educational interventions. 3. Determinants of development. Development is a dynamic interaction between nature, heredity, and nurture, environment. To separate these influences, psychologists use twin studies. Identical twins, monozygotic, developed from a single fertilized egg, share 100% of their genetic makeup. If they are highly similar in a trait, like IQ, it suggests a strong genetic link. Fraternal twins, dizygotic, developed from 2 separate eggs, share about 50% of their genetic makeup, like regular siblings. Separated twin studies, the gold standard for nature versus nurture research. When identical twins are separated at birth and raised in entirely different environmental contexts, similarities observed in adulthood, e.g., identical personality quirks, risk of schizophrenia, are largely attributed to heredity, while differences are attributed to environment. Now, let's talk about Bronfenbrenner's theory. Think of your life like an onion, full of layers. The inner layer is your microsystem, your parents, your best friends, the people you see every single day. But here is the punchline. Things you don't even see can alter your life. When your dad's boss gives him a massive workload, that's the exosystem at work. You aren't at his office, but you definitely feel the tension at the dinner table. We are all characters moving through these invisible, interlocking circles of influence. 4. Context of development. Bronfenbrenner's ecological systems theory. Bronfenbrenner proposes that development is influenced by 5 concentric, interlocking environmental systems. Microsystem, the immediate, face-to-face environment the individual interacts with daily. Example. family, school friends, teachers, neighborhood peers. Mesosystem. The linkages or relationships between the individual's different microsystems. Example. A parent-teacher meeting, how a child's family life interacts with school life. Exosystem. External settings or environments that affect the individual indirectly, even though they are not an active participant in them. Example. A parent's workplace, e.g., a parent getting a stressful promotion that leaves them with less time for the child at home. Macrosystem. The broader cultural context, values, laws, economic conditions, and societal customs. Example. Living in an individualistic Western society versus a collectivistic Indian society. Chronosystem. The socio-historical events and shifts across the lifespan that alter the nature of the entire system. Example. The widespread introduction of smartphones, social media, or a family going through a divorce. Infancy, birth to approximately 2 years. 1. Motor development, motor milestone. The specific physical skills or behavioral benchmarks that most infants achieve within a predictable age range. Example. Rolling over around 4 or 5 months, sitting without support around 6 months. We often think babies are completely helpless, but they come pre-programmed for survival. If you touch a newborn's cheek, they don't just sit there, they execute the rooting reflex, turning to look for food. Touch their palm, and their tiny fingers lock onto yours with the grasping reflex. And when it comes to emotional bonds, Mary Ainsworth's strange situation proved that how a mother treats her baby determines if that child grows up to be a securely attached, confident individual or an anxiously avoidant one. Our emotional architecture starts in the cradle. Infant reflexes, definitions only, rooting reflex. When an infant's cheek or side of the mouth is stroked, the infant turns its head toward that side and opens its mouth to suck. Moro reflex. A startle response occurring due to a sudden loud noise or loss of support. The infant flings out its arms and legs, arches its back, and then pulls its limbs back in. Grasping reflex. When an object touches an infant's palm, the fingers automatically curl tightly around it. Babinski reflex. When the sole of an infant's foot is stroked firmly from heel to toe, the big toe bends upward and back, while the other toes fan out. Moving into childhood, cognitive development goes from magical thinking to strict logic. A toddler lacks conservation. You can trick them into thinking they have more juice just by pouring it into a taller glass. But as we grow, our minds evolve, and so does our morality. Lawrence Kohlberg used the famous Heinz dilemma to test this. If a man's wife is dying and he can't afford the cure, should he steal it? While a child at the pre-conventional level says, no, because he'll go to jail, a mature adult at the post-conventional level realizes that human life is a universal ethical principle that transcends any man-made law. 2. Cognitive development. Piaget's sensorimotor stage. Birth to 2 years. Infants construct an understanding of the world by coordinating sensory experiences, seeing, hearing, with physical, motor actions. Object permanence. The crowning achievement of this stage. It is the understanding that objects continue to exist even when they cannot be seen, heard, or touched. Before this is mastered, around 8 months, out of sight is out of mind. 3. Socio-emotional development. Attachment. A deep, enduring emotional bond that connects one person to another across time and space, typically between an infant and their primary caregiver. Mary Ainsworth and Lamb's strange situation test, a standardized laboratory procedure used to observe the security of attachment between an infant and caregiver. It involves a sequence of 8 brief episodes involving the infant, parent, and an adult stranger, testing how the child reacts to separation from the parent and the subsequent reunion. The 4 attachment styles. Secure attachment. The infant uses the parent as a secure base to explore. They are distressed when the parent leaves but are easily comforted and happy upon the parent's return. Avoidant attachment. The infant shows insecurity by avoiding the caregiver. They show little distress when the parent leaves and actively ignore or turn away from them upon return. Ambivalent, resistant attachment. The infant clings anxiously to the caregiver and refuses to explore. They cry intensely when the parent leaves, but show anger, resistance, or mixed signals upon reunion, e.g., wanting to be picked up but pushing the parent away. Disorganized, disoriented attachment. The infant shows contradictory, confused, or fearful behaviors. They might freeze, look dazed, or approach the parent while looking away upon reunion. Childhood, 2 to approximately 11 years. 1. Motor development, definitions only, gross motor skills. Physical abilities involving large muscle groups and whole body movements. Example. Running, jumping, climbing stairs, throwing a ball. Fine motor skills. Precise, coordinated physical abilities involving small muscle groups, particularly the hands and fingers. Example. Writing with a pencil, buttoning a shirt, cutting with scissors. 2. Cognitive development. Piaget's theory A. Pre-operational stage, approximately 2 to 7 years, children begin to represent the world with words, images, and drawings, but cannot yet perform logical mental operations. Egocentrism. Inability to distinguish between one's own perspective and someone else's. E.g., a child covers their eyes and thinks you can't see them because they can't see you. Animism. The belief that inanimate objects have lifelike qualities and intentions. E.g., the sun is angry at the clouds. Centration. Focusing or centering attention on one characteristic to the exclusion of all others. Lack of conservation. Inability to understand that altering an object's physical appearance does not change its basic quantitative properties, e.g., pouring juice into a taller, narrower glass makes a child think there is now more juice. B. Concrete operational stage, approximately 7 to 11 years, children can perform logical mental operations, but only when applied to concrete, tangible objects or events. Conservation mastered. They now understand that quantity remains the same despite changes in shape, container. Decentration. Ability to consider multiple aspects of a situation simultaneously. Reversibility. The mental capacity to understand that an action can be undone or reversed, e.g., understanding that $2 plus 3 equals $5 implies $5 3 equals $2. Seriation. The ability to order stimuli along a quantitative dimension, e.g., arranging sticks from shortest to longest. 3. Emergence of self. Gender development, definitions only, gender. The social, cultural, and psychological traits and behaviors associated with being male or female. Gender role. Societal expectations and norms dictating how males or females should think, act, and feel. Gender stereotype. Oversimplified, rigid generalizations about the characteristics, differences, and roles of males and females. Gender identity. An individual's internal, deeply held sense of being male, female, or somewhere along the gender spectrum. Gender stability. The understanding that gender remains stable over time, e.g., a little boy knows he will grow up to be a man. Gender consistency. The firm understanding that gender remains biological and constant regardless of superficial changes in clothes, hairstyles, or activities, e.g., knowing a boy is still a boy even if he puts on a dress. 4. Moral development. Kohlberg's perspective. Kohlberg evaluated morality by presenting individuals with hypothetical moral dilemmas, like the Heinz dilemma, where a man must decide whether to steal an unaffordable, life-saving drug for his dying wife. He categorized moral development into 3 distinct levels. Level, stage, and orientation. Explanation. Example response to Heinz dilemma. Level 1. Pre-conventional morality, external rewards, punishments. Stage 1. Punishment and obedience rules are obeyed strictly to avoid physical punishment. Heinz shouldn't steal because he will go to jail. Stage 2. Naive hedonistic, pleasure-seeking, right behavior is defined by what best serves one's personal needs. Scratch my back and I'll scratch yours. Heinz should steal it because his wife can return the favor later, or it makes him happy. Level 2. Conventional morality, social expectations and laws. Stage 3. Good boy, good girl morality is driven by the desire for social approval and maintaining good relationships. He should steal it because his family will think he is a good, loving husband. Stage 4. Social order maintaining right behavior means doing one's duty, showing respect for authority, and upholding social laws to prevent chaos. Heinz shouldn't steal because stealing is against the law, and if everyone broke the law, society would collapse. Level 3. Post-conventional morality, internalized abstract principles. Stage 5. Legalistic orientation laws are understood as social contracts that should be flexible. If a law doesn't protect human rights, it should be changed. He should steal because the law against stealing wasn't designed to value property over a human life. Stage 6. Universal ethical principle morality is guided by self-chosen, internal ethical principles of justice and human dignity, regardless of what the law says. Heinz must steal the drug because saving a human life is an absolute value that transcends any man-made law. Let's bring it home to us, adolescents. Erik Erikson said our biggest battle right now is identity versus role diffusion. We are all desperately trying to answer, who am I? According to James Marcia, some of us are in identity foreclosure, blindly following the career path our parents chose without questioning it. Others are in moratorium, actively freaking out and exploring options. The goal is identity achievement, finding out who you genuinely are, independent of the noise around you. IV, adolescence, transitional phase from childhood to adulthood. 1. Physical changes at puberty. Puberty is a period of rapid skeletal and sexual maturation. Primary sexual characteristics. Changes directly involving the reproductive organs necessary for reproduction, e.g., development of ovaries, uterus in girls, testes, penis in boys, onset of menarche and sperm arch. Secondary sexual characteristics. Visible, non-reproductive physical features that signal sexual maturity, e.g., deepening of the voice and growth of facial hair in boys, breast development and widening of hips in girls, growth of pubic and axillary hair in both. 2. Cognitive development. Piaget's formal operational stage, approximately 11+ years. Adolescents move beyond concrete experiences and begin to think in abstract, logical, and highly systematic ways. Hypothetico-deductive reasoning. The ability to develop hypotheses, best guesses, about how to solve a problem, and systematically deduce the best path to follow. Example: systematically testing combinations of variables in a chemistry experiment rather than using random trial and error. 3. Socio-emotional development. Identity formation. Erik Erikson. Ego identity versus role diffusion. Erikson states that the primary developmental task of adolescence is resolving the crisis of identity versus role confusion, diffusion. Adolescents struggle to find out, who am I? And, where am I going in life? If they resolve this, they emerge with a coherent sense of self. If not, they experience role diffusion, drifting aimlessly without direction. Personal identity. The deliberate, conscious sense of individual uniqueness, continuity of self over time, and a clear understanding of one's own values, beliefs, and life goals. James Marcia's 4 identity statuses. Marcia categorized adolescents based on whether they have undergone a crisis, exploration, searching through options, and made a commitment, investing in a choice. Identity achievement. Exploration. Yes, commitment. Yes, the adolescent has explored various paths, identities, and values, and has successfully committed to their own self-chosen goals. Example: I looked into engineering, teaching, and art. I realized teaching is my true calling, so I've enrolled in an education program. Identity moratorium. Exploration. Yes, commitment. No, the adolescent is currently in the middle of an identity crisis, actively exploring options but has not made a definitive commitment yet. Example. I'm taking different classes this semester and talking to professionals to figure out what career fits me best. I haven't decided yet. Identity foreclosure. Exploration. No, commitment. Yes, the adolescent has committed to an identity or career path handed down to them by authority figures, like parents, without exploring alternatives themselves. Example. My family has a medical practice, so I am going to be a doctor. I've never really thought about doing anything else. Identity diffusion. Exploration. No, commitment. No, the adolescent has neither explored options nor made any commitments. They show little to no interest in finding out who they are and are often socially or vocationally aimless. Example. I haven't really thought about what I want to do after school. I'll just see what happens, it doesn't matter much. 4. Major concerns of adolescence. Delinquency, causes only. Delinquency refers to illegal actions or law-breaking behaviors committed by minors, juveniles. Causes. Family factors. Lack of parental monitoring, abusive environment, broken homes, or inconsistent, harsh discipline. Peer influence. Association with delinquent peers, gang alignment, or intense peer pressure. Socioeconomic factors. Poverty, residing in high-crime neighborhoods, or lack of educational resources. Personal, psychological factors. Low self-control, high impulsivity, or untreated conduct disorders. Substance abuse. The problematic, hazardous use of psychoactive substances, including illicit drugs and alcohol, leading to significant impairment. Dependence. A state, physical or psychological, where an individual relies compulsively on a substance to function normally, and experiences intense cravings when it is absent. Tolerance. A physiological state where the body adapts to the drug, requiring progressively larger doses of the substance to achieve the same physical or psychological effect originally produced by smaller doses. Withdrawal symptoms. The painful physical and psychological distress reactions, e.g., tremors, nausea, anxiety, sweating, that occur when an individual suddenly stops or sharply reduces the intake of an addictive substance. Eating disorders, anorexia nervosa. An eating disorder characterized by an intense, obsessive fear of gaining weight, a severely distorted body image, and a relentless pursuit of thinness through self-starvation. Symptoms. Extreme weight loss, emaciation, severe restriction of food intake, obsessive calorie counting, and amenorrhea, cessation of menstruation in girls. Bulimia nervosa. An eating disorder characterized by repeated episodes of binge eating, consuming massive amounts of food rapidly, followed by compensatory behaviors to prevent weight gain. Symptoms. Frequent episodes of out-of-control eating, self-induced vomiting after meals, abuse of laxatives, diuretics, and excessive, compulsive exercising. To wrap it all up, lifespan development shows us that human growth isn't a straight line. It's a beautifully complex web of biology, psychology, and environment. Understanding this unit isn't just about scoring a perfect mark on your 15-marker board questions. It's about understanding the very fabric of human nature. If this deep dive helped clarify the difference between growth and maturation, or finally made Piaget's stages click for you, make sure to like this presentation, share it with your fellow ICSE warriors who are struggling with psychology revision, and subscribe for more breakdown sessions. Thank you so much for your time, and all the very best for your boards.